two Boston police officers are murdered, ex-cop Spenser teams up with his no-nonsense roommate Hawk to take down criminals. Hey, what's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Movie Files. Elliot back again with a brand new Netflix review, and today we're talking about Spenser Confidential, the new film directed by Peter Berg and stars Mark Wahlberg. Before we dive into this spoiler-free review, as you all can see on the screen now, make sure you're following me on all my social media accounts where I talk about the latest movie news and TV news, as well as if you're new to this channel, definitely subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of my new videos. Give this video a thumbs up, really helps out the channel, and also I really appreciate it. And last but not least, if and when you've seen this film on Netflix, let me know what you all thought of it, and also let me know in the comments. This is the 5th time Mark Wahlberg and Peter Berg have worked together. Let me know your favorite film and their filmography, their collaboration thus far. Let me know in the comments. So I don't want to be overcritical. This is not, this wasn't my cup of tea, guys. I'm going to try to pull out as much positive things that I can think of in this non-spoiler review. You know, Mark Wahlberg, I've been a fan of his for a very long time. There's a lot of films I really enjoy, especially with this collaboration with Peter Berg, Lone Ranger, Deepwater Horizon, Patriots Day. I think they have a great relationship. And then there's many other, Boogie Nights. I mean, Mark Wahlberg has a great filmography. And then every now and then he comes out with a Mile 22. He collaborates with Michael Bay in the Transformer films, and there's many other films that are very questionable in his career, but there's always something about Mark Wahlberg, for me at least. He has this kind of charm, this kind of charisma, you know, this comedic chops that he has, and he just fits well within a certain genre. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of this film, I can definitely say Mark Wahlberg was the best part of the movie. He's doing his Marky Mark thing where he has the snarky remarks. He's in these weird situations that he gets out of. He's quick talking. He's definitely in his element, you know, that this film takes place in Boston. And I definitely think this is most, you know, kind of a love letter to Boston, kind of action buddy cop films where you have kind of tropes, you know, Go Sox, you know, people at the bars, people talking the way they do in Boston, which I love. And it definitely has that kind of homage to the people of Boston. But, you know, Mark Wahlberg's having a good time. You know, I would also say Winston Duke, who I'm a big fan of from Black Panther and last year's Us. And, you know, he has, this is a new kind of role from him. He doesn't have the most to do in this movie, even though he is the co-star of this film. He doesn't really get more than 2 lines. It's like 40 minutes into the film, but as the film kind of progresses, you kind of get a little bit of understanding of his character Hawk, and him and Mark Wahlberg have some good, I want to say buddy cop because they're not even cops. Mark Wahlberg is an ex-cop, but they're not like cops in this film. But they have kind of that buddy cop type of chemistry that you would like to see in this type of film. There's a couple laughs that I enjoyed. Some of the supporting characters had some funny moments. There were 1 or 2 scenes that I thought were pretty well handled in regards to the action sequences. And Peter Berg, you know, I like Peter Berg. He does have some very similar to Mark Wahlberg. He has some films that I really love, as like I said, especially the collaborations with Mark. But then there's also movies like Mile 22 that I did not like of his. What was that one movie with the battleship? I thought that was horrendous. This film isn't that bad, but it's not that great. But, you know, Peter Berg does a pretty solid job in this film. And, you know, outside of those things, guys, this film was not for me whatsoever. I thought that outside of a couple jokes, the jokes were just kind of flat. They fell flat for me personally. I thought that the story was very traditional. I mean, I've seen enough films at this point, especially buddy cop films, where they all have the same storyline, just different characters. It's just a matter of, do you like these characters in the same storyline? Because it's always the same thing. Crooked cops, drug money, you know, dirty money, laundering money, all this stuff. It's the same thing. It's just like I said, it's just a matter of, do you connect with these characters? Do you like these characters? You know, a Lethal Weapon, a Rush Hour, this, that, and the other. Do you like the characters that they're in? Because again, in my opinion, every single buddy cop film, especially in the comedy realm, has the exact same plot. This film does the exact same things as you've seen in every other film. But like I said, unfortunately, these characters, I like Mark Wahlberg. I love Winston Duke. Mark's having a good time in this film. They have some good chemistry, but it's just like the rest of the movie is just kind of just not good. You know, like I said, the comedy's really not there. The script's very predictable. I looked it up on, you know, you look at IMDb or Wikipedia, it says it's a murder comedy thriller. I can see the thriller aspect at times, the comedy there, but the mystery, I mean, you're trying to, the film presents itself, you know, you have this cop that gets murdered and there's another cop that's involved and there's a little bit of mystery, I guess you can say, but outside of that, it's very predictable and pretty obvious of what's going on here. I'm not going to keep going into it, guys. This film wasn't for me personally. Again, I think this is a perfect platform for this film, because I hate to say it, but if this was in the theaters, this film would have been a huge flop. But luckily Netflix has this type of outlet where Peter Berg, Mark Wahlberg, Winston Duke can have these type of fun films that didn't work for me but might work for you. But for me personally, didn't work for me that much, other than a couple scenes here and there, some action sequences, a little bit of comedic moments. I like Mark Wahlberg's character Spenser and Hulk, and in regards to some of their chemistry time was really well done and had some back and forth that I like. But besides that, it is a really bad third act. There is some really weird, awkward cuts. There's some horrendous dialogue. And the Spenser character, again, not diving too much into it, I'm going to wrap this up pretty soon. He's very complex, because he's just he has this moral code where he wants to do justice by people that have done wrong, but then he's doing things that are just like wrong in itself. He's not murdering people per se, but he does this one scene where he breaks into this store where he has to get a surveillance camera. He just steals it out of there, like he's a police, which he's not. And then he does this one scene where he goes into a restaurant and does some things that are definitely illegal. So I don't know, this character was kind of all over the place for me, as well as this movie. So wrapping this up, guys, I'll give this film a 2.5 out of 5. It's not as bad as Peter Berg's Battleship movie. It's definitely kind of on the same benchmark as far as Mile 22. Plus, like I said, this film has a couple laughs, but doesn't have the same type of action, with Eco Wise in that film. So 2.5 out of 5. Check it out. There's a lot of stuff at the theaters now. The Way Back, which I reviewed on my channel, on Onwards On. There's also, I'm going to watch it later today on Apple TV Plus, The Amazing Stories, executive produced by Steven Spielberg. So there's definitely some content to watch over the weekend. But if that isn't the type of things you want to watch, then check out Spenser Confidential. When you do, let me know what you all thought of it. Give this video a thumbs up. Like I said up top, subscribe to this channel. Hit that bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Make sure you're following me on all my social media accounts. I will be reviewing that Apple TV Plus show, Amazing Stories. We have our season finale of The Outsider, and I'm gonna have a couple more things coming out, so definitely keep an eye out for that, guys. So thank you all for watching this review, and we'll see you in the next video.